Welcome to our deep dive today. We're going to be talking about South Florida. Real estate down there. If you're thinking about investing in real estate in South Florida, this is the episode for you.
Yeah, it's a really hot market down there. A lot of people want to get into it.
To help us guide us through all this information,
Yeah.
we're going to be using a guide from a licensed real estate professional, Antonio Ortega, LLC.
Yeah.
So they put together this great guide, and we're going to be talking about all the information they have in there.
And it's fascinating, South Florida's economy, it's not just tourism, which a lot of people think of when they think of South Florida, but healthcare, tech, international trade. So it's a really diverse economy, which makes it appealing to a lot of different investors.
Yeah, and that's kind of reflected in the different kinds of investment options you can find down there. You can do residential, commercial, even short-term rentals. And the guide kind of goes into detail about all the different cities and what they have to offer.
Yeah, and there are a lot of different areas in South Florida. Each one has kind of its own personality. We're talking Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Davie, Plantation, Weston, and more.
So let's start with Fort Lauderdale. I mean, it's really known for its luxury waterfront properties, high-end condos, beautiful beaches, vibrant social scene. I mean, I think that's really what attracts investors there.
Right, and you can find pockets of luxury in other cities,
Yeah.
but Fort Lauderdale really owns that niche.
Right.
And then you have Hollywood, which is a totally different vibe. It's more family-friendly, beautiful beaches,
Right.
vacation rentals,
Right.
arts and cultural attraction.
Yeah, and this is where that knowing your market kind of comes in. If you're looking to appeal to families or you're looking for those kind of vacation rentals, Hollywood might be a good spot for you.
Absolutely. Then you have Davie, wide open spaces, equestrian lifestyle, more laid-back kind of vibe. The guide actually specifically mentions Forest Ridge, which is a neighborhood in Davie that's known for its large properties and equestrian facilities.
Yeah, I mean, imagine waking up to the sounds of horses every morning. It's just a different pace of life. It's going to appeal to a different kind of investor.
Right. If you're looking for space and privacy, Davie's the spot. And then if we're talking about master planned communities and a focus on family, you can't forget Weston. Luxury homes, gated neighborhoods, top-rated schools.
Right.
Really attracts families and professionals looking for that kind of environment.
So many choices. But we got to talk about the elephant in the room, right? Hurricanes. It's just part of life in South Florida. The guide really emphasizes the importance of hurricane preparedness.
Yeah, and that's where Antonio Ortega LLC's expertise really comes in. They really stress the importance of investing in hurricane-resistant properties, particularly ones built after 1992, which is when Florida implemented much stricter building codes.
So what happened in 1992? What changed in terms of building codes?
Well, Hurricane Andrew hit, and it really devastated the region. In its aftermath, Florida significantly strengthened its building codes to make sure structures were more resilient, to withstand those kind of storms.
So we're talking features like impact-resistant windows, reinforced roofs, hurricane straps, just making those homes much more able to withstand those strong winds.
Exactly. When it comes to impact windows, there are different types: laminated, insulated, tempered, polycarbonate. So there are a lot of different things to consider there.
Yeah, and impact windows aren't just beneficial during a hurricane. I mean, you're going to get noise reduction, added security, maybe even lower energy bills.
Yeah, you're right. Those are all added bonuses.
So it seems like understanding building codes and features like impact windows, it's pretty important when you're evaluating properties in South Florida.
Absolutely. And Antonio Ortega LLC can really guide you through all those details.
All right, so we talked about location, we talked about hurricane preparedness, but of course there's another big piece of the puzzle, the financial side of investing. So is there more to think about than just the purchase price?
Oh, absolutely. There are property taxes, insurance, homeowner association fees, ongoing maintenance.
Oh, yeah.
Those can add up really quickly, especially in a region like South Florida, where property values are so high.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of finding a property that you really love.
Yeah.
And just completely forget about those extra expenses.
Right. And Antonio Ortega LLC really stresses the importance of understanding these costs up front and really factoring them into your investment decisions.
Right.
So you don't run into any surprises.
Now, here's something that I found really interesting in the guide. The potential benefits of solar panels in South Florida. I mean, it is called the Sunshine State for a reason.
You're catching on, yeah, with all that sunshine. Solar panels can really make a lot of sense for investors, both financially and environmentally.
Yeah, we're going to explore that more in part 2 of this deep dive. So we've talked about a lot today in this first part. We talked about the different cities, we talked about hurricane preparedness, and even touched on those financial considerations. But there's still more to come.
Yeah, in part two, we'll really dive deeper into those financial aspects of investing in South Florida, including those surprising benefits of solar panels.
We'll continue to explore the valuable insights and guidance provided by Antonio Ortega, LLC.
Who can really make a difference in your South Florida real estate journey.
So stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive, where we continue to unlock the secrets of successful real estate investing in South Florida.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the South Florida real estate market. Last time we were talking about solar panels.
Yeah, how could solar panels actually save you money in the long run? Seems a little counterintuitive, but
Think about it this way. South Florida, they call it the Sunshine State for a reason. All that sunshine. It can really reduce your reliance on the traditional power grid. And that means lower electric bills.
yeah, especially in those hot summer months when you got to keep that AC cranked up.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And it's not just about lower monthly bills. It can also increase the value of your property. Homes with solar installations, they're considered more desirable, more energy efficient. So that can give you an edge in the market.
And there are tax incentives too, right? For going solar.
Oh, absolutely. There are federal tax credits for homeowners who install solar panels. And a lot of local governments in South Florida offer additional incentives and rebates, making it even more appealing.
So it's a win-win for your wallet and for the environment. But are there any practical considerations, especially with the hurricanes down there?
That's a great question. And it is something that Antonio Ortega LLC addresses in their guide. Solar panel technology has advanced significantly, and these systems are designed to withstand hurricane-force winds.
Oh, wow. So they're not just going to blow away in a big storm.
No, not at all. The key is to work with experienced installers, licensed installers who know what they're doing, understand Florida's stringent building codes, make sure the
Definitely.
system is properly secured, and meets all the safety standards.
So choosing the right installer is pretty important.
It is very important. You also want to think about your roof, the orientation, the condition, south-facing roofs with minimal shading. Those are ideal for maximum solar energy production.
Okay, so we talked about location, hurricane preparedness, financial aspects of investing, explored the potential of solar panels. But what about the legal side of things? Are there any specific regulations or zoning laws that investors should be aware of?
That's a great point. And Antonio Ortega LLC really emphasizes the importance of understanding the legal landscape. Each city in South Florida has its own regulations that can really impact your investment, especially when it comes to things like short-term rentals.
Oh, so you can't just buy any condo and throw it up on Airbnb.
Right, exactly. Cities like Hollywood and Fort Lauderdale, they have restrictions on short-term rentals. They're trying to protect the character of their neighborhoods and make sure that there's enough long-term housing available.
Right.
So you really need to do your research. Look into zoning laws, understand tenant rights, just to avoid any legal headaches down the road.
Sounds like it can get complicated. So it's important to have a good support team, someone who can guide you through all of it.
Absolutely. You need experienced professionals
Yeah.
who know the market and can help you navigate these transactions.
And that's where Antonio Ortega LLC comes in. They have that deep understanding of the South Florida market, expertise in all these different cities, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Davie, Plantation.
They really know those areas, the market trends, the different neighborhoods, the regulations. Their local knowledge is invaluable.
And they're all about getting clients pre-qualified quickly, work with mortgage brokers, get you those pre-qualification letters within hours, give you that competitive edge.
Oh, that's huge. When the market is moving so fast, it shows the sellers that you're serious, ready to go.
Yeah. And they have this incredible offer. They actually contribute 10% of their professional fee towards your closing costs.
Wow, that's amazing.
It can save you a ton of money, especially if you're a first-time investor.
Definitely shows their dedication to their clients and to the South Florida market.
Yeah. So if you're even thinking about investing in South Florida real estate, check out their website, AntonioTeagle.LLC.com.
It's a great resource. You can find information about the market, property listings, insights from those experienced professionals.
Whether you're looking for a waterfront property, family-friendly community, or an emerging city with growth potential, Antonio Ortega LLC can guide you.
They can help you find the perfect opportunity.
Now, we've covered a lot in this part, but there's one more piece of the puzzle. Understanding market trends and identifying those areas with strong growth potential.
That's where we're going to pick up in part 3 of our deep dive.
We're going to continue unlocking those secrets of successful real estate investing in South Florida.
So stay tuned.
Welcome back to our final part of our South Florida real estate deep dive.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground, haven't we?
We really have, from Fort Lauderdale's waterfront properties to Davies equestrian communities.
Right, and it's not just about finding a beautiful property. You got to understand the market, the risks, the legalities of it all.
Yeah, and I think we can all agree that having a real estate professional like Antonio Ortega LLC on your side is really valuable.
Oh, absolutely. They're not just selling you something. They're really trying to help you develop a successful investment strategy.
Right. And part of that is identifying those areas
Right.
with strong growth potential, like Pembroke Pines and Miramar. The guide mentions that those cities are experiencing steady growth.
Yeah, and those cities are interesting because they offer something different compared to like Fort Lauderdale or Hollywood.
Right. So what's driving that growth?
Well, they're attracting a new wave of residents and businesses who are looking for more affordable options. Good schools, convenient locations. Pembroke Pines, for example, has seen a lot of new housing development,
Oh, wow.
catering to families and young professionals.
Really?
And Miramar is becoming a hub for businesses, especially in healthcare and technology.
Interesting.
So there's job growth, a constant influx of new residents.
And that all impacts the real estate market.
Exactly. As these cities grow, the demand for housing and commercial space increases, and that drives up property values and rental rates.
So as an investor, it's all about recognizing those signs of growth.
Getting in early.
And that's where Antonio Ortega LLC's expertise is so valuable.
Exactly. They're not just looking at what's hot today. They're analyzing trends, anticipating future growth, help you find those hidden gem opportunities.
But even with the best guidance, there's always going to be some risk, especially in a place like South Florida. Hurricanes, market fluctuations.
Right. Well, that's why it's important to have a diversified portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
So maybe invest it in different types of properties,
Yeah.
spread your investments across different cities,
Exactly. And real estate is a long game. You can't panic if the market dips.
ride those waves.
Focus on the long term.
It's about having the right mindset
Mm-hmm.
and a good understanding of the market.
And that's what Antonio Ortega LLC helps you with. They give you the knowledge, the
Yeah.
resources, the support you need.
Right. And don't forget that amazing offer. They contribute 10% of their fee towards closing costs.
Oh, yeah, that can make a big difference.
So if you're ready to take the plunge, head over to their website, AntonioOrtegaLLC.com.
You'll find tons of information, market trends, property listings, insights from those experienced professionals.
So whether you're drawn to that luxury lifestyle or a family-friendly community, or maybe those up-and-coming cities, Antonio Ortega LLC can help you find that perfect opportunity.
So take that first step. Explore those possibilities. The South Florida market is waiting.
And that concludes our deep dive into South Florida real estate,
We hope you learned something today.
and that you feel more confident about making those decisions.
Knowledge is power.
And with the right guidance, you can achieve your real estate goals.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.